Hi, this is Julian, and I made a video to explain what I was doing between part one and part two, or why I broke it up into parts. And YouTube decided that it was a short, and I worked on that, and I can't do thumbnails. Nonetheless, the explanation of why is there in the short, but I don't know that you'll ever go there. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add it to the front of part two, which is the framing of the cat/dog door, and it kind of explains what I'm going to do is framing, and all you're going to see is what I go through in framing the area. And part one was all demolition, and then I guess part three will be the final plywood and painting, and then it will be done with the project. So look forward to your comments. Bye. Kind of quiet too, because there's this bird up here, and you see the bird. It's currently nesting with its eggs, and it's looking at me, and I don't think I should mess with it. So I'm trying to keep the noise levels down. Okay, we finished sanding, and we've taped up. So we're gonna primer. So I see the tape there along this edge. We taped. I'm not going to touch the rest of the door because I'm going to do that another day. So I'm just going to focus on the dog door. So this is primered. Well, I'm going to primer next. Even though I used this recently, I'm realizing it's too watery. So I need to put it back together, and I need to mix it, and then I need to paint. So once again, it's not straightforward, but we're gonna do it. It's too watery. You can see it down there. It just looked down to the bottom, but okay. I'm gonna mix it and then get back to painting. Okay, I'm ready to start the project. This is primered. As you can see, primered the wood, and I didn't go to the right because that's another project. So said that already, but this is ready to now frame in. And so basically the project is starting now. This is all prep work to get the project going, but here we go. And if you notice the floor down there, I need to do, that's also worn. I'm going to do shellac or clear coat on that so that it blends into the floor. The first step will be to cut these boards using this saw. And I know I have to get a few more tools out here to finish the job. It's amazing how many tools are needed to just put indoor. But I forgot to film. I'm here at the Home Depot buying 3-inch screws. I changed the orientation of the wood, which is a 2x3, and I was all, oh crap, it's going to stick out. And then I just changed it so that it's 3-inch on the inside and 2 inches wide, so that worked out. But I need longer screws. I got my 3-inch screws, and I'm going to do a little bit of work here, even though it's dark, but I'm going to get a head start on tomorrow. So I'm going to just screw these in. I won't have any time to cut the boards, which I need a jigsaw for. I'm drilling some pilot holes, but my drill bit's only like 2 inches long, and these screws are 3 inches long. And so even though drilling these, it stops when it gets to that. So I don't know if that's going to work. This drill's not going in all the way, and this is still loose, even though there's screws in there. It's still loose, so I'm not sure if I need to maybe enter them on the side. Now, it may not be pretty in terms of, you're not going to see this wood, but at least it's not perfectly level, but it's almost level. So it's pretty good. The good news about using the wood in this direction is that I get to cut a little bit of an arch so that it's still round on the top, not square. I'm going to use this plate, and I'm going to flip it over to draw out a small arc. I'm stopping for tonight, and I'm leaving the old board in place just to as a placeholder. It fits, but I'll use new plywood tomorrow, and I'll finish framing tomorrow. So the curved piece at the bottom, piece at the top, and we'll see if there's anything else. As you can see, the project requires more and more tools. Now I got clamps going on here, and I have to go get a jigsaw. I'm gonna cut out this circle and then finish up the frame. But one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. So I'm using the jigsaw to cut this out. And one of the first things that I realized is I'm hitting the clamp with what I'm trying to cut. So I'm going to unclamp it and figure out how I'm going to get to the top of this curve and still hold on to this. Maybe I'll just clamp it on one end and then cut. So anyways, moving on with the cut. I did try clamping on both sides, same side, both clamps, and cutting. We'll see how it goes. You can see on the cut, I started going high because it kept touching. So I'm going to finish this off with the one side. Well, it's not bad. Okay, there's a couple things I need to sand, but overall, there's an arch. And the clamping on one side worked. 2x4s are unforgiving, and so got a nice wilt going there. It's not really an injury, but it's something, and you should expect to get something every time you do one of these things. Okay, that is in. I gotta screw it in, but it's level, and the beginning of a dog door. Okay. Could it be that after all those cuts, these two pieces are actually almost 8 1/8? These are leftovers, so I'm going to use these for the doggy door, but the bottom. But I do need to cut them, I think, down to 2 inches. So I do need to figure out how to do that. First cut, I need to cut down the board down to 2 inches. I'm going to flip it around. It's not perfectly straight. I'll sand whatever lumpiness there is, but otherwise I'm cutting this down to 2. The other piece I have to cut down to like 1 7/8 or something, smaller than 2 inches. And now you can really see the difference in the cuts, but on the surface looks the same, but on the bottom looks different. And I'm wearing my glasses. I should be wearing safety glasses, but I'm wearing my glasses. I'm going to even this out a bit with this jigsaw, but you can see when I tore it open, that piece is sticking up. All right, pieces are in, and there you go. They're not perfect, but the shape is pretty good. Okay, I think it's framed in. I'm going to drop a few nails in from the air gun, but otherwise the top, the bottom, the center, it's pretty sturdy. And now I'm going to add the plywood to it.